Hey guys, welcome to Kiss and Tell Tuesdays with your girl, Steffi Kiss. I have with me last week's guest, if you heard episode 29 of the Do I Look Fat podcast, the Miss Tai McQueen, the Thixen Vixen herself. Hey boo, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I'm great. So if you haven't heard Kiss and Tell before, this is where I catch up with previous guests and we just talk about some shit that really doesn't have anything to do with, body positivity and all that stuff. I mean, we still love each other and we still love
Of
ourselves and all that
course.
shit, but we're more than just that. And
Yes.
this week, I wanted to talk about how transparent you've been with all your journeys.
Oh man.
You are the queen of transparency. I will say that. I feel like you're my
Yeah.
best friend in my head. Okay.
Yeah.
And we've
I
only
get
met
that a
once,
lot. Yeah.
but I feel like I've known you forever. And every time I see like you triumph and everything, I feel like I gotta win. And when I see you
hmm
going through it, I feel so like I feel the empathy and the sympathy for you. And I'm just like, no, we got this. We're gonna get this together. Like
hmm
that's just how I feel. Um, so with all your journeys, you have gotten great feedback, but also you've gotten negative feedback.
Of course. This is the thing. Nobody is going to like you 100% of the
Mm-hmm.
time. And you're going to drive yourself insane trying to make them. But I feel like me being vulnerable is why I have such a die-hard audience because people will literally have watched me for years. And I've been online for 8 years now. The majority of people have watched me for at least 5 to 6 years of that 8 years. Some people have been there the entire time, and I have shown so much. But it's like I am people's best friend. When I
Mm-hmm.
created this platform, that was my angle. I said, I want to be that girl next door that you want to be friends with.
Right.
And that's exactly who I became. So I opened up myself and my life and my platform so people could relate to me. When I started doing the fitness thing online, I didn't see any women who were plus size who looked like me.
Mm-hmm.
You seen a lot of thin girls, a lot of really in shape girls, but you didn't see girls who were an average body type.
Mm-hmm.
We're literally an average body type.
Yeah.
The average body type is a size 12, not a 2. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, wow. So you mean to tell me that girls my size not doing this? Cool. I'm gonna do it. And
Mm-hmm.
in doing it, I inspire so many more women to take control of not only their health but their confidence, and it just turned into a whole movement. And I didn't expect for it to be as big as it turned out to be,
Mm-hmm.
but people needed to see a woman like me doing what I was doing, being relatable, being vulnerable, being open, because it normalized their own life. They're like, wow, she going through the same things I go through. It
Mm-hmm.
didn't make me seem like this big entity on the internet. Like you
Right.
said,
Like unachievable.
it made you feel like I was your best friend. And I
Mm-hmm.
get that from so many girls. Oh, you're my best friend in my head. I just love you. And that is the vibe that I like, because I don't like to say I have fans. I like to say I have a support group. Everybody
Yes.
that follows me, you're a part of my support group. And it's been a lot of personal development, but I have to honestly say the people who have rocked with me over these years, the people who have supported me, have helped me in that growth.
Mm-hmm. Would you say that the negativity, like the negative feedback that you've gotten,
hmm
because you've gotten it over the years, would you
Oh,
say that that's made you want to ever stop sharing what you're doing?
yes, absolutely. And I mean, this is why I created Thixen Vixen. Um, Mainly because I felt like I got typecasted into sharing just one side of myself. And
Mm-hmm.
people, I had a tummy tuck last year. After my tummy tuck, the hate got so real. And I understand what it is. It's misplaced anger
Mm-hmm.
from not from women who want things in their own life. Well, why did she get it? I mean, literally, I was on celebrity gossip blog. People are talking about me and why I got a tummy tuck. And I'm thinking to myself, why am I even that important for you to bring me up on this site? But
Right.
it's like a lot of people are going to project. When it's always like, why her? Why her? Because I'm dope, first of all. But it's
And that's on
me.
period.
That's
Okay.
on period, poo. But it's me because I make women feel safe. I make women feel confident. I make women feel empowered. and I'm not a hater ass bitch. So girls like to rock with me because they see a piece of themselves in me. And I'm gonna tell you, really, the girls that be hating on me, they see it too, but they just, they're. This is what I said. A lot of women have been conditioned to be insecure, and they don't even know it. Their grandmothers, their mothers, their aunts, the things that they have said to them, even, uncles, fathers, whoever, people have conditioned you to be insecure. So when you see a woman loving herself in a way that you want to love yourself, you become bitter because you wish that you could do it, but you can't because of your own insecurity. So now you're mad at her. You project on her. And it's really like you're not mad at her. It's like you really want to be able to be as free as that girl, or you really want to be like that girl. And I get it. So I will say there's been times when hate has got to me, but now because I understand it from a different standpoint, listen, you're a confused admirer. You really don't hate me. You actually like me. And I only can pray that you get well of that mental illness you have of haterade.
Right. So tell me, what is the Thixen Vixen, if you had to put it in your own words?
Thixen is my alter ego. So, like I said, I've been online as Tai McQueen, and Tai is like, this upbeat, bubbly, positive fitness individual, and that's all I've ever shown. And Thixen's that too. But Thixen's like, look, bitch, I don't care about none of y'all. What y'all talking? I'm the shit. I'm the bomb. And she's confident. She's sexy. She's assured of herself. She gives no fucks. And she puts that out there for everybody to see. And she takes judgment. She takes criticism. But at the same time, it's not going to stop her from doing what she does. So Thixen is really like that part of every girl that they want to be, but they really don't have the courage to be.
It's like your Sasha Fierce.
Yes, exactly what it is. Yeah, I mean, I'm about to be 38 in like less than 2 weeks. I had literally in the last 3 months become a plus size model, like overnight. Like never would I have thought that would have been possible, but I did that through Thixen. I had the courage to do to just up and move and come to Atlanta and get out here and network and mingle with people. I'm getting put in different positions that I wouldn't have been put in if I didn't just be so assured in this, literally this character that I am, who is Thixen.
Yeah. So Thixen Vixen has an OnlyFans, which will be linked down below, so all of y'all can check her out. If you haven't heard already, I recently started my own OnlyFans.
Oh, okay.
Girl. And I feel like I've done it because I have become so much more confident within myself. I've gained, so I lost 70 pounds, right? With my whole fitness journey, right? But I've gained about 40 of that back, right? So I was going through, it's weird. I know I'm bigger than I was before, but I'm much more confident in who I am now. And I don't know if that has to do with age. I don't know if that has to do with me just like not giving a fuck. Like, and I spoke about this in a previous episode with a rapper named Imani Blair, and we talked about, it's not that I don't give a fuck, because I do care. Like when people talk about me, I do care. People say shit about me, it affects me, but I'm trying not to let it affect what I do, right?
Right, your confidence.
If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it because I want to do it. Right. And I started this OnlyFans, one, because obviously, money,
right.
But also because I take these pictures, the pictures that will be on my OnlyFans, I take them normally. Right.
Yes.
This is just what I do. It's a way of how I appreciate myself. It's a way of how I appreciate my body and all this shit. Right. And usually I would just send them to the guys I'm fucking with. So if I'm sending them out there anyway, I might as well make money from having it out there, because if I'm sending it to somebody and we whatever, he has them, he can do with them as he pleases. Yes,
Mhm.
it's not, I'm not sending porn, these are just pictures. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So if he shows them to his friends, like, it's already out there.
Mhm.
I might as well get paid for the pictures that I'm taking regardless.
Exactly. Same. And that's a little bit of why I started mine. I was like, I was already taking these kind of pics. And let me tell you, I had this conversation with my father a couple of weeks ago about my OnlyFans and what I post on there. And he was like, you know what? Do it if that's what you want to do, and be unapologetic about it. Don't make don't let anybody make you feel a way about it, because I know you, and I know you as my daughter, and I know how you. He's like, you don't do anything without purpose. So whatever
Mhm.
you're doing, I know there's a reason behind why you're doing it. And if
Mhm.
it makes you feel happy, then do that. But people are going to judge. People are going to critique you. And like I said, there's a lot of people out there, they're just jealous because they want to do it, but they don't have the confidence. They're insecure and they're
Mhm.
projecting on you because you do have the confidence. You do have the gall. It's like, how dare she? How dare she?
Yeah.
Well, she does.
What?
I
What do
mean,
you mean,
like,
how dare
you could
I?
do it. Yeah, I mean, you could do it too if you want a hating ass bitch, but you know.
Yeah. Yeah, for a long time I think I was scared of quote unquote my future husband, right? Like,
Mm.
who would want me if I'm out here doing this, if I'm
Listen,
out here
too
doing
many
that?
men want me. That's too. And I thought that too. But let me, oh, I'm so glad you said that. And let me tell you how I see it. We have been conditioned with old tradition.
Mm,
I don't think people realize that the tradition of the old is not conducive to how we live currently. Think about back in, the 50s and before.
mhm,
Women were dependent on men to take care of them. And, a lot of people have a issue with an independent woman. And it's not that a woman can't be independent and still want a man in her life that caters to her needs and provides for her, because I'm independent as hell, but
mhm,
I still want a man to be a man, and I feel like that's in his description, to be a man, to cater to me, to protect me, to provide for me, and in
mhm,
return I can be the woman and play my role for him. But you got to realize the old traditions and the old values do not go with today's standards of what women are and
mhm,
what we do. We don't have to rely on a man. We can vote, we can drive, we can do everything that men can do. So we do not need them. And we've been conditioned all these years. A lady's supposed to dress like this. A lady's supposed to walk, talk, act like this.
mhm.
In the
But who came up
50s,
with these but who came up with
right.
these rules?
Right. We're in 2020. What happened 100 years ago, even 50 years ago? That is not the way of the now. So I think a lot of what people judge and critique folks like us on is because they're still tied to old traditional values that are out
Mhm,
of date. I
mhm.
mean, we're not still doing shit like they did in the Roman time.
Right.
Didn't they progress and evolve? And why can't it be different now? We're
Mhm.
always going to be progressing and evolving. We can't keep staying tied to these old traditional standard values. They're bullshit. They're out of date.
Right. And also, it's funny, you said like you want a man who can provide, right?
Mhm.
And that doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to pay for everything in the household, because
Right.
let's
Right.
keep it 100%. Like, it's 2020. You need two
Mhm.
incomes nowadays. Like,
Mhm.
there's no, I
More.
mean, you need two incomes and you each need like at least three side hustles. Like, if you
Mhm.
really want to like get it there, right?
Right.
So it's like, you're not here literally providing everything. You're not here paying for everything. You're not taking over the role of my father. And it's like, I didn't
Mhm.
really have a dad. And some people will say, well, that's why you are the way you are. Yes
Mm.
and no. Like, I know people who had the two-parent households who are still very much, in communication with their parents and their fathers,
Mhm.
and have great relationships with their fathers, and are still, you know, outwardly and overly, either, they'll say provocative or sexy and
Mhm.
all of that. So it's just, if you're not here providing everything for me, right? If you want to live if you want to put me in the 1950s box, right? You want me
Mhm.
to be the lady. You want me to be the caretaker of our kids. You want me to cook, clean, barefoot and pregnant, all of that. But then
Mhm.
I also have to work. Then I'm
Yeah,
like,
that
what the
no.
fuck it is? Then you can't have it both
Exactly.
ways. You can't,
It's
you can't, you know,
girl.
govern my body or whatever I
Mhm.
do with my body. If you don't like it, that's for you. And that's perfectly
Mhm.
fine. Then that just means you're not the person for me. And I think
Right.
that's what I've actually come into. And like I know there's this one guy who I love. I love him. I know I love him,
Mhm.
but I also know we'll never be together because
Right.
our ideals and how we think about life and how we think about like traditional family values and all of
It's
that is
different.
completely different.
Yeah, and this is the thing. I like being Thixen because what you see is what you get.
Mhm.
When they say, "Oh, you gotta be a lady in the streets and a freak in the bed," listen, I'm be a freak where the hell I want. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And I don't feel like I have to hide any portion of myself for a man to fall in love with me. He's
Right.
gonna fall in love with me on the strength of being exactly who I am. He's
Right.
gonna
I
know.
want you to fall in love with me, not
Mm-hmm.
who I'm pretending to be so that you can love
Exactly.
me.
And you can only be somebody else for so long before the real you shows up. And
Mhm.
then once they start getting the real you, then they're not gonna like that. Then what are you gonna do? Are you gonna have to also it's like you're either gonna have to be 100% completely authentic to who you are, or you're gonna have to pretend, get someone on false pretenses, and then it's going to falter on the fact that you can't keep up. Either you're not going to be able to keep up with that false persona, or being that false persona is going to make you unhappy and resentful towards that person.
And you're not
It's
even
just,
going to realize why you're unhappy because
mm-hmm,
you've been being this quote unquote other person for so long that you don't even realize that you're unhappy. Um
right,
I was in, I was with my son's father and I was pretending to be someone who I wasn't for a very long time until it caught up with me.
mm,
And then I looked at myself and I was just like, I'm not the person who you love. I'm just
mm-hmm,
not. So we no longer can be together. And I don't think
right,
people understood that when it was happening because we were so happy. We had our baby, we had our apartment, we both have good jobs, like we were living the life. But
mm-hmm,
me, myself, I couldn't be me. So
mm-hmm,
I just was not happy and I could not pinpoint why I was unhappy until I actually looked at myself and I looked at our relationship and I was just like, it's because I'm not me. And I find myself, I keep on doing this, right? So you're a
mm,
Scorpio, right? I don't know how big you
yeah,
are in zodiacs.
very.
Okay. So do you know what your like sun, moon, and rising are and all of that?
Cancer moon. I
Ooh.
forget. Yeah, forget what my sun is, but I'm a life path 9,
Ooh,
and
okay.
yeah. So basically, I'm a natural born leader,
Mm-hmm.
and it's crazy because I grew up in church. I remember at the age of 15, a prophetess at church, she told me, "You are going to be a teacher. You're going to lead people." And I'm like, "No, I don't want to be a teacher." But
Mm-hmm.
she seen that in me,
Right.
and that's what I've done. Like that's literally what I've become.
Mm-hmm.
And not in the sense of I'm at school teaching people. I literally have been teaching people just in the way of life
Mm-hmm.
for years, and I lead. I'm an influencer. Like it's natural to me, and that's a part. That's because it's my life path. That it
Yeah.
was. It's literally my life path to be a leader, a teacher, an influencer. And it says like you do it even when you don't want to do it.
It
I did.
automatically comes out of you. It's like
Yeah. I.
inherent in you, right? So like that's
Mhm.
your life path. And then like with zodiacs for me, like my moon and my rising are both in Gemini. So that
Mm.
for me, it means like I'm very adaptable. I
Mhm.
can make people like me because I can tell what it is that you would like to see in me. I don't know what it
Right.
is and I know that I do this. And I read up on this all the time and it says all the time like I would be good in like politics, right? Because I
Mhm.
can make people like me. But it's not necessarily that they would like me. And I need to fight against that cuz to me that's it.
Mhm.
It can be beneficial, obviously. Like, I'm very charismatic and people see me they're like, "Oh, no, no, no,
Yeah.
no," right? But it can also be very negative because I can lose myself so
Mhm.
fast. And I
Trying to be
saw
something else.
and I saw that happening specifically in my relationships. Like I
Mm.
would get with a man and I know, based on conversations or whatever, I would hear what he expects. I would hear what he would like. I would hear this, I would hear that, and I would change myself, alter myself, alter the way I'm thinking. Like sometimes I will
Mhm.
literally sit here and be like, oh yeah, I definitely feel that way. But I have to
Mhm.
remember that I'm myself. And I
Yeah.
feel this year has definitely brought that out of me. And people aren't realizing, like, people might call it a cry for help, right?
Mhm.
They might say me opening this OnlyFans is me acting out, like,
Right.
all of that. But it's like, you don't know that this is actually who I
Who?
really am.
Thank you. Thixen is who I've always been, and it's crazy because like people from high school that have known me, I've been out of high school 20 years now, and it's like, girl, you always been that.
Mm-hmm.
They're reminding me of
Yeah.
who I've always been. Now these
Mm-hmm.
people on social media have only known me for an amount of years, and they've got the little bit of me that I've shown, but they haven't got the full picture of who I am. How
Mm-hmm.
people that actually know me, and I love that people who actually know me support my OnlyFans.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have people I've been to high school with, people I went to church with, old friends. They're all subscribed and they love that shit. But that's because they know what kind of person I am. They know how
Mm-hmm.
genuine, how free spirit I am, how charismatic I am. And they fuck with me because of that. And it's like they're like, damn, I knew you was lit back in the day, but I didn't think you would be this lit. Like it's funny, and it's like I even like a few before I left Ohio, I was hanging out with my ex boyfriend, my high school sweetheart, and we were together like 4 years. We were going to get married like that, and he was like, everybody in school was like, "How did you get her?" Like I never seen myself as popular, but talking to people that I went to school with, they
Mm-hmm.
seen that. And
Right.
I think that's crazy because I didn't really understand it. They seen that. And he was like, yo, people used to like, damn, how did you get her? Like, out of all the people you in the school, she picked you? Like, and he was like, he said, you told me how he felt insecure
Mm-hmm.
because we were together and so many other people couldn't understand why I was with him, and so many other people that were trying to get with me. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like I've been lit. I'm dope in real life. I don't need an app. I don't need the internet. I'm
Mm-hmm.
always going to be like this. You can either run with it, roll with the punches, or you can go somewhere else. But what you're not going to do is sit here and try to make me feel like any less than I know that I am
Mm-hmm.
because of your insecurity or because your outdated standard or because you don't love yourself enough to do what it is you want to do.
Mm-hmm. And stop assuming people are doing things for attention. Sometimes
Yeah,
this is just who they are. And if it garners attention, then that's just what comes from being yourself at the end of the day. Not everyone is doing this. Not everyone posts pictures because they're looking for attention. Not every, like,
exactly.
this is what I have pictures on my phone. I have thousands of pictures. I can tell you right now, I probably have like
10,000
20.
plus pictures on my
I have
phone.
more than that. I'm telling you. I probably have about, look, 29,691 pictures on my phone.
Exactly.
I
So you
take
just
pictures of
got it.
myself all the time. So
Same.
if I post them on Instagram or if I don't, I'm still taking these pictures. It's
Hmm.
not necessarily for attention. It's something that I genuinely like to do.
Right, but women, I mean, women will come in to me and say that, "Oh, you look at you." They'll judge me for how I post on like my Thixen Vixen, like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh, you just posting your ass on the internet, you tooting it up on the internet for likes and attention." No, baby, I'm doing this because I get paid. It's a platform, it's a brand, and you couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm. You probably
And
would
I
want to,
I
but you
hate
can't.
that so many women judge something that they don't even have the bravery to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it is bravery, because we
Mhm,
are putting ourselves out there to be critiqued. We're putting
mhm,
ourselves out there for like these women and these men to talk shit, to still
mhm.
love it, to probably still sign up on the OnlyFans under a fake page or a fake account, because you don't have to tell them who the fuck you are. You don't have to tell me who
Right.
you are. Like, there's people on my OnlyFans now, and I'm like, who are you? Like, I feel like I know who this is, but I'm not 100% sure.
Right.
So, but still talk shit behind my back.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I'm happy that I'm growing into a space where I can just be me and be, just unapologetically me,
Mhm.
and not take what people say about me and think that it's gospel. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I have you to thank for that. honestly.
I'm so proud. I'm so honored to have facilitated that in you because, like I said, my whole platform is around making women feel confident and sexy and good about who they are. And so, if I can help just one person, then my job is done.
Mhm. So this was a little insight into who the Thixen Vixen is. And I'm
Yes.
so happy that you came on my platform to have my listeners get a little bit more, into what you are and who you are as a person and all of that.
Thank you for
Um,
inviting
of
me.
course, of course. And I might have you back. We don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, we should.
Let's see
So,
what
I'm when I start my podcast, we definitely gonna have to do a segment on mine as well.
Yes, for
Mhm.
sure. For sure. Tell my listeners where they can find you.
So you can find me everywhere online: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Thixen Vixen, and that's Thixen Vixen. And I do also have another platform specifically for women empowerment and health and fitness motivation. That brand is on YouTube. Instagram, Facebook. It is pretty healthy and thick.
Great. Thank you so much. You can follow
Thank
me on
you.
Instagram. My Instagram is _StephyKiss, StephyKiss. The podcast page is Do I Look Fat Pod, exactly how it sounds. Both of our information will be linked down below, along with our OnlyFans link, so you can check us both
Yes.
out and subscribe. Check out what we got
Subscribe.
there and all the fun stuff. Maybe one day I'll fly down to Atlanta. I'll check out Miss Tai
Mhm.
McQueen, and then I'll check out my boo Angel from Mermaid and the Lion podcast too. We could just
Yeah.
have a whole little
Right, yeah, and do a
collaboration.
whole little photo shoot and everything. Yeah, we got to do that photo shoot, like I was saying.
For
Yeah, we got
sure.
to do that.
For sure.
Mhm.
For sure. All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys next Tuesday.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.